Hi guys, I'm Andy. Welcome to Life on a Bike with me, Andy. Today we are doing some crit training. It's basically my next interval session, which consists of lots of surges. Now then, what this today of the interval training session? That's Tuesday. The day of recording my voice is Thursday. So Tuesday I actually did this, and what was that? 6th, 7th, I think it was. On the 7th of April. Now on the Sunday, this is what did I do? I did the VO2 max on Friday, which is the previous video. Then Saturday was rest day. Sunday I did basically about an hour and 20 altogether. Let's have a look. Hour and 20, and I just did a pacer group on Zwift. I was going to go outside and go out with the club, but unfortunately I had issues with my back wheel, my tyre, my inner tube. They kept going down, so I thought I'd fixed it. Sorted out the puncture, and I turned up to the club run, got the bike out the car, and it was still flat. And I knew it was going to be an issue, so unfortunately I had to abandon that, and I came back home in a bit of a sulk and a girly strop, had some ice cream to suffer to get over my depression that I was suffering from not going out with the guys, and I did a pacer group instead. It was only a category D pacer group because I didn't want to overdo it. I did it was zone 2/3, so it was all zone 2 and zone 3 for an hour and 20. So that was my Sunday run. Today's Tuesday. Well, no, today's Thursday, but when I did this, it was Tuesday. How confusing. So Tuesdays, Monday was a rest day, and then this is Tuesday's run, which is, like I said, consisted of my custom interval training session, which is called crit training, and it basically consists of a 10-minute warm-up. You can see it on the top left, 10-minute warm-up, and then you've got 30 seconds at 400 watts and then 30 seconds at 200 watts. So you've got surge at 400 watts, and then you've got a rest. Well, it's not really a rest, but you've then got a bit of a break at 200 watts, and then again 400 watts and then 200 watts, and you do that 6 times. You then have a 3-minute break in between at 150 watts, and you do it again, and you do it 3 times. So I will have in total 18 surges of 400 watts, and 400 watts, for those who don't know, is a lot, and as I was to find out, it was a lot. It really hurt, but then that's what these interval sessions are for. It's to sort the men from the boys, the girls from the donkeys, and make sure that you don't wear a skirt on the day. It's hard, but that's what it's for, and it kills and it hurts your lungs. It takes you out of breath, but it's good for you. It's for crit racing, this is what you need to do. So this is what was recommended to me by my AI personal trainer, Roger. Thank you, Roger, for this. So it's basically it's kind of suck it and see. I've never done one like this before, such high wattage, 400 watts, but I was willing to give it a go. I was a bit apprehensive, but if you don't try, you don't get. So what I'm going to do, rather than just rabbit on for the next 10 minutes while I do a warm-up, I'm going to quickly go to the first set of intervals, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so we've now got 40 seconds left on. So 40, about 40 seconds left on the warm-up. So the first interval at 400 watts is coming up very shortly. Now my method of thinking for this is, rather than be reactive, so as the resistance kicks in, I just start to go with it. I'm going to attack it. that was my train of thought. And my revolutions, my canes at the moment is 77. My heart rate's 146. Now, about now, I'm going to start going for it, and there we go. So you can see my body movement. It's gone up to 85, my cadence, and I'm attacking it rather than being reactive. I'm being active. For a better word, I'm attacking it, and I figured that this is the only way to do it. And I've got 10 seconds to go. This is 30 seconds of absolute pain. My heart rate's going up to 153, which is not that bad, but I can tell you now, my legs are burning like you wouldn't believe. Ooh, he says, yes. I think my face may have gone red. My legs are going to jelly. But yeah, so now we have that was the first one done, so that's good. I now know what it's going to feel like pain-wise. I've now got 200 watts for 30 seconds. Now 200 watts, that's not my zone 2. It's right on the cusp of zone 3. So it's zone 2, upper zone 2, lower zone 3. So it's not really a rest. And then here comes my next interval. So it's kind of replicating what happens in a crit race. You get a lot of surges, lots of high power, which you've got to be able to cope with, and then you get sort of like a lull in the pace, where everyone just sort of slows a bit until they wait for the next attack. But it's not. You're still cycling. You can't just give up and go to 100 watts. You've got to keep the wattage up, because that's what is actually going to happen, and it's hard. So that was my second one done at 400 watts. Now we're on to another 200 watts, and each of these 200 watts rests, if you want for a better word, they hurt as well. I mean, it's a lot easier. I mean, it's basically half the wattage of the 400 watts, so you do get a bit of respite. Bang, here I go, attacking again. See the body movement? There we go. Jiggle those boobies, Andy. We've got to attack. If we don't attack, we're just going to flop to the wayside, and we don't want to do that. So yeah, it's it's 400 watts and 200 watts. It's half when you go to 200 watts. It still hurts though, it's still painful. Now you can see my cadence is starting to slow down. When I started, I think it was about 80-ish or something like that. It's now 65 for. That tells me, excuse me, it's really hurting. It's hard to keep it pushing out. It's like lifting weights that are sort of too heavy for you. You can only do it so many times, and then your muscles just won't let you do it. That's what this feels like. You're climbing almost, and your legs are saying, hang on a minute, this is too much. What are you doing? I'm not going to allow this anymore. So there was my rest, some rest, and we're going for another one. Now there's 6 of these. This is number 4, and mentally what I do is I count down. So I know this is number 4. So after this one, I know there's only 2 left. And this is what I try and do. I try and, be positive, make it feel good, look for the silver lining, attack it. What I know is that it's for 30 seconds. So I know, doesn't matter how fast I pedal, doesn't matter how hard I go, it's still going to be 30 seconds. I can see in front on the road where the archway is. It's coming up now, it's red. I can see it. So I know, even if I really go hard, that is still going to hit me at 30 seconds. So whatever happens, whatever I do, it's going to be 30 seconds. And that's how I struggle with that later on, with the later intervals, because it's like you kind of want it to finish quickly because it's so painful, so it hurts so much, but it won't. But it's 30 seconds, that's it. And there's nothing you can do about it except just take the pain and attack at the start. Now my cadence is going right down, my heart rate's going right up. This is now, this is number 5, and this is hurting. I can see my body dying on the bike. And the other thing is that when I finish and I go through the archway, and I go into the 200 watt zone, it doesn't do it automatically really quickly. Congratulate me, by the way, I am 7 months pregnant. You can it doesn't suddenly go from 400 watts to 200 watts instantly. There's like a 2-3 second time delay where it creeps down, and I find it really difficult to go under the archway. To keep, what I've got to try and do is to keep pedaling as if it was 400 watts, but I find it really difficult because I'm basically emptying my load on the road, and by the time I get to these archways, as you'll see now, I'm spent. That's it. I'm a chocolate teapot. I'm a toaster. There you go. And then I've got to keep going because it's still at 300 watts. It goes down. It takes time to go down, and I struggle to turn the pedals. It's now my heart rate went up to 170 and my cadence was at like 40 because of that. So that was a difficulty. So what I need to try and do is, yes, I've got to attack it at the beginning of the 400 watts, but at the end of the 400 watts I've got to keep going until it goes down to 200 watts. Otherwise I just can't turn the pedals, and when that happens it all just dies and I'm out away. Okay, so that's something I've got to sort out. So my next thing was a 3-minute rest at 150 watts, and that was a rest, but it wasn't a long one. So this is now the second set of 400 watts. Again, attack it. Obviously I didn't want to show you the 150 watts rest for 3 minutes because that's boring. Don't want to do that. What you want to see is my glistening, blubbery body, 7 months pregnant, suffering like you wouldn't believe on these intervals. So this is the first one of the second set, and it's okay. It hurts like crazy. I feel like I'm actually giving birth, and there you go. And I've managed to keep the pedals going on this one because it's the first one. 200 watts now for 30 seconds. Excuse me. And in one of my previous videos I mentioned to you that when you're in the higher interval zone, that 30 seconds just feels like forever. But when you're in the recovery 200 zone, which is, well, yeah, the 200 zone, which is that, it just goes like that. I'm clicking my finger there. You can hear it, we can't see it, but it just goes like this. It's the same time, 30 seconds, but the recovery just seems to go so much quicker, and the interval, the hard work, seems to last forever, and I don't like that. Right, so here we go. 8 seconds left. Now heart rate's going up. Here it comes, and I'm dying to get there, even though I know it's only going to be 30 seconds. It's like, I struggled to get the power, turn the pedals on that one, so I went down to 48. It came to 48, so that's not great, as you'll find out soon. Now I'm recovering, but I can see the archway in the distance, and I know it's about to happen again. And this is why it's so good, because it's these small interval with no break in between kind of thing. This is why this is so good, because it just absolutely kills you, and it just works everything. And doing it 400 watts, which is, my FTP is 263. It's way over that, and it just kills. But if you don't do it, you don't get better, and that's the thing. You want to improve, you gotta do the work. Now here we go, and this is taking forever. Now my cadence here is 50, and it goes down and down. 40. I stop pedaling for a second. It's like I can't cope. Ooh, my God. I've got. It's one of those things. It's like crossing the finish line. You stop, but you can't. You've got to keep going that little bit until the machine sort of settled down at 200 watts. And at 400 watts, 200 watts feels actually pretty easy. Which is a good thing. Now, I'm struggling here, so I'm out of the saddle. I'm attacking. There's nothing else I can do. This is my fourth interval of this second set, I'm out the saddle, and I'm out the saddle because I can't do it anymore sitting down. I've got to get out. The whole bike, the whole room, I think, was creaking around and moving, and it's got a concrete floor. Now here, my cadence has just gone. I'm dying. I mean, I'm almost not pedaling. I've given up. Okay, it's at this point I realise 400 watts is too much. I can't do it. So I'm getting my phone, I'm going onto the app, and I'm going to lower. One of the good things about Zwift is when you do your own, when you do your workouts, you can either pause it, or you can skip sections, or you can alter the power of each section, which is what I've done. Now I've gone into the 5th section, but because the thing about my machine, it's a really nice machine, my trainer. The only thing, it's when you get it at sort of 200 watts and you get into that, it's rock solid, and it will stay at 200 watts or 400 watts without fail. If, however, you stop pedaling, and like I did, and I'm now sort of pedaling at 70 watts, it's really hard to go back up to the 200 watts or to the 400 watts. What I've got to do is to pedal and put down the wattage myself until I kind of get to that 200 watts or whatever it's supposed to be, because now look, we're going into a 400 watts section, although it's 380, and I'm pedaling away, it goes to 200 watts, but I can't get to 380, so it's like, oh, I don't know what, it won't let me, so I kind of give up at this point. And I'll just let it go through, and then I wait until the section where I rest for 3 minutes at 100. It's now 145 watts or whatever it is, and at that point I can sort of pedal really fast and get to that wattage, and then it will sort of kind of tie in and sync with the computer, and then it'll go rock solid at that wattage. It's a bit weird. That's the only sort of drawback with this machine that I've got. If you stop pedaling and you interrupt the wattage, it struggles to sort of catch up and get to that wattage again. So it's now I'm on my 3 minute break, 145 watts. So I will pedal to get to that, and it'll just kick in there. So it's now kicked in, so I'm now at 145 watts, and it will stay there. It'll be rock solid until I get to the next interval, and it'll go straight into that interval without an issue, as long as I keep pedaling. It's so it is a very good machine. It just has this one little issue, but there you go, I can live with that. So here we go. This is now the 3rd set, and we are at 380 watts, and I'm hoping this is not going to be quite so bad, but I take it as I did before. I've had a bit more of a break because I had the 3 minutes plus the 2 minutes before as well, so I've had a 5 minute break, so I'm feeling a bit fresher. 380 watts, it's going okay. 152 heart rate, and my cadence is 76, so it's okay, but I can tell you now, it's hard work, and I'm feeling a bit sick inside. Excuse me. Okay, so that's the first one done. 30 seconds now, at 190 watts, which is it's still green, but it says green on the top center, but actually on the graph at the bottom it's blue, so the 190 is my top of the zone 2, so that's a bit easier. Now here we go, cadence of 82, so I'm going to attack it again. Go Andy, go. Oh, head down, that's not a good sign. And am I shaking my head yet? I can't tell. All the steam's come up. Oh, I'm out the saddle, so that's not a good sign. I'm out the saddle, and it's like, ooh, the cadence has gone right down. So 380 watts is still too much. So what I'm going to do now is to reach for the phone in a second, and just take it down again to 360. And what I've done is, see that I would rather do it at 360 and do each of the intervals and sort of complete it, the whole training session as it should be, and with all the intervals. I'd rather do that than do it at 400 watts and not finish it, because it destroys your morale and it's not good for you. You know, it's like you're better off to actually successfully finish it. So that's what I've done, and 360 watts seems to be, at the moment, seems to be right. But I've done all those 400 watts before, so I've changed it now to 360 on the actual on Zwift. So the next time I do this, it'll be all 360. I'm going to see how that goes, and if it becomes too easy, which it might do, then I'm going to change it back up to 380, and then we'll find this sweet spot where, you know, I can successfully do everything I need to do in the training session, and it's hard work, but only just finish it, and that's where we want to be. That's where you want to be. So I've done now 3 of these, so we've got 3 left, and like I said, this is how I mentally do it in my head as I'm doing it, because it's pain, and it's not just burning legs. It's you know, you feel sick inside because you're really going for it. You're really trying hard, and I can tell you, after this, the top half of my body, including the 7-month-old baby that's inside, really aching, because I was using pretty much everything. It was like I was climbing. You know, when you climb, you use all the muscles in the top half of your body, sort of pulling the bars so you can get more force down in the pedals. There you go. Cadence went right down there. Keep it going, Andy, don't give up. I've got 2 more to do, and that's it. So I'm hoping that all of this is going to do me well at Darley Moor. It's what have I got, 3 weeks or so ish left. It's on the 25th, Sunday, but Saturday's 25th. Let me have a look. I'm just going to get me diary out. It's Saturday the 25th, so today's the 9th, so I've got the rest of this week and then 2 full weeks. And the week before, really I don't want to do too much, because I don't want to knacker myself out before the actual race. I'm kind of hoping that this is all going to be quite successful, and it's going to mean something, and I'm going to improve. I'm out the saddle again, so this is obviously that the previous 400 watts intervals have obviously taken their toll. 172 beats a minute and 42 cadence. That's struggling, but I've got 1 more to do, and that's it. Then I can sort of get off and go and mount into a sofa, have a cup of tea, you know, as you do. And try and get some pity off your missus. Well, that never happens. That doesn't work. No, it does. It does. I'm sorry, Michelle, if you listen to this. I love you, baby. Right, here we go. So last one. Attack it, attack it, attack it. Come on, Andy. This is it. Attack it. This is the last one. I do like these. I like these better than these interval sessions. I like it better than the sustained sort of 15 minutes at threshold. Don't like those so much, because I'm not really a time trialist. You know, they're good for time trialing. These are sort of better for your sprinters and stuff like that, and your crit racing, and I like doing that. I'm a bit of a sprinter and like crit racing, so there you go. So that's it. So it's the power sections are now over, which is really good. So now it's just basically 180 watts for 30 seconds, and then it's gravy all the way home. It's just cool down, and I think that starts at, like, I don't know, 150 watts and just takes 10 minutes to get. Is it 10 minutes? 8 minutes cool down. 8 minutes cool down. Here we go. What does it start at? 135 watts. So this now is just gravy. It's like I'm cycling on thin air, because I've done so much work. That was hard. I mean, that was too hard for me. 400 watts is just too much for my little body to handle. But so you alter it, and you make sure that next time you complete the whole thing without failing. Not that it was a fail, but you just got to do what you got to do and get the most out of your legs. So this is this was when was this? Tuesday. And the next time I'm going to do an interval session. Now today's Thursday, and I can tell you I haven't done one today, so it's going to be Friday. Is the next time I do an interval session. But we'll take it. I'll let you know what happens then, and I'll see you on the Friday. Well, no, I'll see you on the next video when it comes out. Let's not pretend it's going to be Friday, because it won't be. Anyway, if you haven't done already and you've just come across this channel, please subscribe and click on the little bell icon so you get notifications of the next video, because it's really interesting, I think, and I think it would bless your life having me in it, and bless you all in the face. Yeah, there you go. So love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.